Nonchalantly said, "Oh yeah, and then the bug hotel's over there."
Powdery mildew or aphids, do not use those leaves. Get rid of them.
4 aspens worth of leaves to make.
Ideally, you want a huge mix. I'm so glad you said that.
And
It's the final cleanup.
Da-da-da-da.
He would basically make this tube of leaves over his roses.
Okay, so leave them alone.
The Helpful Gardeners, the podcast that digs into the buzziest plant trends and news you need to know, regardless of your growing zone. Colin is a skilled horticulturist with decades of growing experience across Canada. Brandi is the greenest of green thumbs with a love of asking questions. Welcome to our garden nook.
Brad went out into the garden and was just kind of doing that final cleanup, you know, the final lawn cut, and
It's the final cleanup.
That's what I was singing inside, watching him do all the work outside. And you know, he was getting all the leaves cleaned up, and so he comes in and he tells me he loves doing that kind of stuff. He loves like cleaning. I don't know. He's like, he'll watch YouTube cleaning videos. Like there's something about it that he finds very satisfying. And he was telling me about all of the things that he did and how he had filled up the compost bin and how he was very strategic on how he did it. Cause like, you got to do it because it's like picked up every 2 weeks, you know?
Yeah.
And then he was like, just nonchalantly said, "Oh yeah, and then the bug hotel's over there." And I'm like, I bet you before you met me, you would not have even said those words out loud, right? Like, I don't think I've ever heard bug hotel before you mentioned it like a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of it. And he was so cute too. He's just like, "I don't know if like there's any bugs that are still alive in there." And I'm like, no. That's not the point of the bug hotel. The bug hotel is that if you build it, they will come.
Exactly.
Right? That's where they hide out. It's not their permanent home. It's a temporary home over the wintertime, right? So I thought today, maybe there's other folks who don't know what a bug hotel is. And it's the coolest thing you can do for your bugs and your garden friends, right? So let's kind of talk about it, because leaves can be very beneficial for the bugs. It can also be beneficial for the plants. And now's around the time of year when you want to do it, right?
Yep. Raking and cleaning and pulling everything. Obviously, you're going to disturb some bugs and you're going to do some damage, and that's just part and parcel of it. You know, I mean, let's have a quick mention of this incredible weather we're having for November.
I know.
Yeah.
Normally, we wouldn't be talking like this because there would be snow on the ground.
But, you know, there's been days where it's been like 14, 15 degrees, like warm. Like you go outside and you put your jacket and your toque on because you're like, it's November, and you're outside, you're like, oh my God. But when the temperatures are like that and overnight it gets down to -3, things like the ladybird, the box elder bug, I know that's not everybody's favorite, but, you know, we see them active. But then at night, they need somewhere to go and it's cold. And a lot of times, especially in, you know, the suburbs, people have cleaned their yards spotless and they don't have any cover. So they will absolutely find the bug hotel.
Yeah.
And then the next day when they go, they'll come back to it. So yeah, building it, exactly. If you build it, they will come.
Have you ever been buried under leaves?
Oh yeah.
It's quite warm.
Yeah.
Like it's shockingly warm.
Yeah.
How much that will trap.
You get in and at first you're like, oh, it's gross. And then you're like, whew, it's getting steamy in here because of the moisture and whatnot. Yeah, it's, I used to bury Harry in leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why as kids we find that so much fun.
It's so much fun.
Me in leaves.
And I used to love doing it. I don't mind cleaning up. I used to make the biggest, every single leaf, everything went into one pile. And then Harry had the time of his life smashing it apart and blowing them all over the yard again. But that's how it should be.
It should be.
Yeah.
And let's kind of talk about making a bug hotel, because obviously the leaves itself don't matter. If you got leaves, use them.
Yep.
And it's not like you have to use 4 aspens worth of leaves to make a bug hotel. I think when a lot of people think about that, they think that they have to create this like huge mound in their garden. But I mean, a little bit goes a long way. Like where should you put it? What should you keep in mind?
So ideally, I always like to put mine in scrap area. Okay. Because if you build it right on the lawn, well, then spring comes. And everything starts greening up, but it's still going down to -3 at night.
Yeah.
So you're like, well, I can't destroy my bug hotel, but it's killing my grass. And I've done it before where I finally removed my bug hotel and all of my grass is white and dead and sickly beneath the bug hotel. Great place to do it is on top of a vegetable garden.
Oh, smart.
Because often you strip it out. A couple of things to mention on that. If you have a tree or a plant or something that was infested with powdery mildew or aphids, do not use those leaves. Get rid of them.
Oh, okay.
Get rid of them. So anything diseased, anything with an infestation, that goes in the green bin. Everything else you can use to build your bug hotel.
Okay.
And then I always do mine either down the fence or in a scrap piece of land somewhere.
Wouldn't that suck if you made a bug hotel and then you went to go shovel and then you just give this frozen bug hotel?
Or in Calgary, this has happened to me before where I built a bug hotel with like basically all leaves and then we got a huge windstorm. It's like, oh, okay.
So like, sticks can be good.
Ideally, you want a huge mix. I'm so glad you said that. Like I took some of my pots and just dumped them upside down. So the soil and the roots are still in there.
Oh my gosh.
There's sticks, there's leaves, there's branches.
Yeah.
If it's all just wet leaves, it can be hard for the bugs to get in and move around. So having structure where there's pockets of air and there's buildup allows the bugs to get in and out.
So smart.
Yeah. So like use everything.
Use everything. Yeah. Should you put it in your front yard? In your backyard? Does it matter? Like, is it bad to put it in your front yard?
Just like advertising for the pollinators. So if your backyard has every single flower you can imagine and you've got hanging baskets, but you've got a 6-foot fence and a garage around it and nothing in your front yard, there's no guarantee the pollinators will see it. So I built, this year I did 2. Last year I built 4 bug hotels.
Holy, okay.
Yeah, I built them all over the place.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, yep, I've got one here. And another reason I like to build them close to the fence as well is to give them a bit of shelter.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So it does break the wind. So there is some offering for them, but absolutely build them anywhere and everywhere.
And you don't need to cover them with like a tarp or something, right? It's just leave them to the elements and they'll be fine.
Yep.
Can we also talk about what leaves can offer to some of your perennials? So, I just planted those 4 hydrangeas this year, right? I've heard that you can put leaves over top to help insulate them over the winter time. Is there any benefit to that?
Okay, so there was a meme going around the last couple of years, and it kind of drives me bonkers a little bit. If you don't rake your leaves, they turn into soil. It's not like they break into your house and drink all your wine or something like that.
I saw that, yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
And that is true, but not if you just leave them. I have done so many garden cleanups, and a lot of times in Montreal, we started our garden. So we did maintenance from May through October. And November is when we would trim things back and put up burlap fencing and that kind of thing. In the spring, you go and clean up. Those leaves aren't soil. Okay, those leaves are wet, horrible, sticky, melted leaves. Yeah. Because in order for it to break down to soil, it needs 2 things. It needs moisture and heat. Yeah. Well, we're sorely lacking heat in the winter in Canada. I'm not looking at you, Vancouver. But so leaves will turn into soil if they are composted appropriately or left in a thin enough layer over a full season of warmth and moisture. Taking the leaves and putting 1 layer of leaves or just leaving the leaves out of blown over your plants isn't really going to do much. You take them and put them down like a mulch. So you've got 2 to 3 inches. Absolutely, it'll work as a mulch. Okay. Like I knew a guy in Montreal. His name was Keith. Okay. He had a climbing hydrangea. So he had a house and it was all natural stone. And he had a climbing hydrangea going up the side of his house that was so tall, it was up to the roof. What? It was stunning. So every time I walked by, I would stop and admire this guy's garden. There was always something else in bloom. He'd rake the leaves into piles. Then he would take some stakes and he would put them around his roses, for example. And then he would fill them with leaves. And he would basically make this tube of leaves over his roses. Then in the spring, he would take it down, he would take the leaves and he would put them into his compost. And looking at the health of his garden, I'm like, well, clearly it works.
Yeah. If it's a couple of inches, 3 inches, or like a long tube, you could see that working because it'll act like a mulch. But if it's like an inch, then it's really not going to be doing much.
It really isn't. Some people will say, if you plant a perennial this year, don't cut it back because when the foliage dies, it covers the plant and insulates it. All the times that I've done that and haven't done it and compared the 2, I have seen 0 difference. Yeah. Now, if I have a brand new plant and I mulch it, versus leave it just exposed to the elements. I have seen a difference.
Yeah.
I have seen it come back stronger. 100% you can use leaves as an insulator, but you need to do it accordingly.
Okay, so leave them alone. Okay, but before we go, I have to tell you, I'm very proud. We named our bug hotel.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, it's called the Lady Bird in honor of you.
Oh my God. You guys are the best. I've never named one.
I'm like, I will never be a hotel owner in my life.
Yeah.
This is my opportunity. What am I going to call it?
Now you have to craft a little sign and put it up. Rooms for rent.
Don't even get me started.
This podcast is brought to you by Golden Acre Home and Garden. Find seasonal inspiration for your home and garden in Calgary, Alberta year-round. Visit goldenacre.ca. The comments and opinions expressed by the Helpful Gardeners on this show are our own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Golden Acre Home and Garden. For more information on everything we covered today and to leave us a voice note, visit goldenacre.ca/podcast. The Helpful Gardeners are on Instagram at The Helpful Gardeners Pod. Keep on growing, gardeners!